Like you are aware that this morning the National Industrial Court ordered that the FCTA workers should suspend the strike pending the determination of the substantive matter, which was adjourned till sometime March 2026. For me, the issue of strike is not new, and I believe that the administration has reasonably met the demands of the workers. But the point is that we must realize that there are some demands that are very frivolous, very, very frivolous. It has nothing to do with what workers are entitled to or not. And when we saw that initially we didn't go to court, we believe that that they need to dialogue, that they need to sit down and talk. But when we saw that politicians have been able to hijack the strike, and we felt that we can't fold our arms and we have to go to court. Let the court determine on merit, what are the issues, what are the workers demanding. I want to use this to say that this is democracy. Everybody has the right to protest. But I believe that strike is normally the last option. If we are requesting for 40 things and the government has made over 10 things, I mean, reasonably, you should be able to say, okay, we can give you some time. But everybody spoke to them, the security, the administration spoke to them, and we felt that there's more to it, and we couldn't allow that to happen. This is not my first time of having this kind of issues. I was governor of Rivers State for 8 years. I was chairman of local government, so I do know that if workers have legitimate demands, and what the administration can do is to tell you that these demands are legitimate, but with what is on plan, it will be difficult to fully implement them. However, we shall start with this. Give us some time. We will have finished implementing. I mean, there's nobody that would think that if you're entitled to earn this and government will deny it, it's not correct. It's not correct. When they talk about wages, and that's why they don't tell the public the truth. 5.something billion, and I say, listen, acting head of service, the permanent secretary treasury, let's start paying. We pay December, we are going to pay January, but if there's by February, we would have, how would you now say no? And what I have seen is that part of lack of development of most states and FCT inclusive are workers. Most people have accused former ministers who are here for doing nothing, no infrastructure. But nobody wants to ask. If you have, take for example, what do we get? We get 1% of what the federal government gets at the end of the day. If the federal government gets 1 trillion, for example, in a month, we're entitled to 1% of that 1 trillion. And that gives you 10 billion. That gives you 10 billion. What is the salary bill of this FCT? As I speak to you, I just signed January salary of 12.something billion. So assuming, though not conceding, that this month, January, federal government got 1 trillion, assuming so, what we're entitled to as FCT is a 10 billion. The 10 billion cannot even be enough to pay salaries and run the administration. Therefore, you fall back to your IGR. And when we take drastic actions as to make sure people pay the IGR, again, people complain. You are being too, you are too, high-handed. Give us some time and this and that. When I came on board, what was the IGR of the FCT? 9 billion. 9 billion. Today, where are we? We have hit 30 billion. So you should be commended. Workers should not lose sight that before we came here, there's nothing like FCT Civil Service Commission. Workers should not lose the fact that they had no permanent secretaries. Workers should not lose sight that we were operating under TSA. This administration, under the present government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu. So listen, you cannot deny or stagnate the growth of workers. Workers were retiring here at the level of directorship. It was under this administration that they had to get to permanent secretaries. It's under this administration they had to have the first head of service. It's under this administration they have to be Civil Service Commission that looks now to the promotion of workers. If we're still under TSA, where would you have gotten the money to say, oh, you want this, you want that? Okay, so, assuming we have 30 billion, you want us to expend the entire money in the welfare of workers. Look at the massive infrastructure development that we're doing. Where does the money come from? So when people cannot be realistic and begin to align themselves with politicians, then we will not allow it. There's no amount of blackmail. There's no amount of insults that anybody can begin to say and that will touch me. No, if they should know my record. No. What is right is what is right. What is wrong is wrong. You can't intimidate the administration, blackmail anybody. I had somebody say yesterday, oh, the workers were chasing me away. Where was that? I was in the office here. I finished working. At the time I came into the office, there was nobody at the gate. I left to the airport to see if Mr. President traveled to Turkey. Came back. So where are they getting this information if they are not blackmailers or who have been hired by politicians? The moment you don't know how to act as a worker, you now work as a politician, then I face you. I will treat you the way politicians have been treated. The court has cut off. If anybody dares again to block the gate, we use the person as scapegoat because you must obey the law. We're in a democracy, we're not a military government. If we're in a military government, obviously, we will not allow the strike. But we say the democracy, go and ventilate. And we have to go to court. Let the court look at it dispassionately. Who is wrong, who is right? Not necessarily what you sell out to members, churn out to members of the public, oh, you remove Wike. What has that got to do with it? If Wike is removed, will you be the one here? So you leave what you're supposed to do, and you begin to convert for a different thing. So I felt it's necessary. We know a lot of blacklegs. We know even some directors who are part of it. We know. Because things are no longer the same. It's no longer business as usual. Here, directors before were awarding contracts left and center. And now we said, no, that cannot happen again. They will begin to instigate workers who don't agree, we have so much money. Where's the money you have? So I thank you for at least being able to report to the members of the public the right thing, what is going on, the correct stories, not what anybody will set up from there, say this and say that. So that's where we are. We will obey whatever the court says. We won't go and begin to carry gun to fight, no. They should also obey whatever the court says. We have subjected ourselves to the court to determine. So that's where we are.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
See, going forward, will there be a sit-up between the administration and the union of both?
Like I told you, they have met with the management, they have met with the security agencies. What are the issues? We have tackled them before. But nothing, they give you this kind of, oh, no problem, nothing will happen before you know they're going to do a different thing. If genuinely, it's okay, we have seen what is gone, what has happened, then we'll talk. But if it's on blackmail, intimidation, I would not agree. If you like, go and hire all the civil servants in the whole world, take over, it's not my business. We must allow people to obey the law flagrantly. I've given them the window. You can see me in office today. For tomorrow, if you don't come to work, we are going to apply the big stick. And from tomorrow, if you see anybody who says, oh, he wants to block the gate, we'll make you a scapegoat. The law must take its place. There's no going back about that. Let me tell you. If you say you have met with the management wouldn't have met you without my consent. It is not possible. The management wouldn't have agreed to this and that without my consent. So if I'm not around, for example, I'm indisposed, nobody will discuss simply because I'm indisposed. And again, one thing I don't like, people thinking that seeing me is a right. It's not a right. I'm here to do what is right. And if there's a problem, as the head of service, chairman of Civil Service Commission, and other management chief of staff, look, what are the problems? What are the issues? They call me and say, okay, take this, take this, take this, take this. They go back, okay, we have agreed. So even if you come to see me, it is something I will say. This part, okay, take for example, one of the issues that, we extend tenure of directors. What does that affect you? Is the prerogative of the man who's occupying it's like the president today can say, listen, head of service, I'm going to extend the tenure for 6 months. Why will you go on strike? But the president said, I will extend the head of service tenure to 6 months. How does it affect you? Is that what you will now say you go on strike? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And we're not going to allow it. What's my business that you want to see me? If you want to see me, yes. But all these things they are talking about, what is Joak under the law? Is it not to law? It's not law. Nigeria is a place where anybody can just come up with all kinds of things. And then I heard what they were saying outside, we are abusing the minister, it's not reverse state. What is that? Is that part of because this is not reverse state? But I'm in charge here. I'm in charge here. Whatever this is reverse state, I'm in charge. So if they want us to move off, we will do. But nobody will stagnate their administration. Nobody will blackmail us. If you know that you want to play politics, come out face to face. Let me know that I'm facing you politically. Not going to hide on that. We are working at you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Thank you very much.